A question I get from my patients is often, well, doc, I understand the logic behind it. I can't argue with you because you're basing it on facts, and I am. And again, I dare, I warn, I dare anyone to try to come and prove me wrong. I'll do it in any forum you want. I will do it in Madison Square Garden. I'll do it in any football arena. I will debate you, okay, if you think I am wrong. But anyway, they'll say to me, well, I'm not going to get enough fiber. I may not get enough fiber with the foods I'm eating. I'm afraid. And then I tell them two things. Number one, that fiber has never been shown to be useful in human nutrition. Let me say that again. Fiber has never been shown to be useful in human nutrition. That is the truth. Now, if you're using fiber for regularity, if it helps with bowel movements, then that's cool. But don't think that fiber is important in your diet. Let me take you back to a study that was going to show us once and for all that fiber basically lowered our risk for colon cancer. This was a group of 84, I'm pretty sure it was at least 84,000 women, possibly more. The group was split up into 5 segments, from the women who ate the least amount of fiber to the women who ate the most amount of fiber. The colon cancer rates were the same. The colon cancer rates were the same. Oops. Okay. Now I say oops because does anyone know about this study? I mean, I do because this came out of actually a similar study, Gary Taubes' Good Calories, Bad Calories. But within that study was a very interesting statistic that the women who ate the most saturated fat had the lowest rates of breast cancer. Let me say that again. The women who ate the most saturated fat had the lowest rates of breast cancer. American Cancer Society, get with the program. We need to eat more saturated fat and cholesterol. Your organization is wrong. But wait a minute. The American Heart Association's wrong. The American Diabetes Association is wrong. And the American Cancer Society is wrong. How could they all be wrong? It's easy. They're basing their nutritional guidance on low-fat, low-cholesterol dieting, and it's wrong, and it needs to stop. Absolutely needs to stop. Oh, and then this morning, I'm surfing the web, and what do I come across? The fact that Pepsi Cola, shall I say, is in an intimate relationship with the American Diabetes Association. I guess the argument would be, well, we're only supporting the diet part of it. Really? Well, you know what? It makes me immediately skeptical about what's going on here. How much is the American Diabetes Association really care about their diabetics? Makes me wonder. Makes me wonder. Okay, let's see. Oh, let me grab this. This here is regatta, and it's cheese. And again, same thing with what happened with the palio, the mozzarella, mozzarella. I don't, I'm not Italian, so I may be saying it wrong. Regatta, I may be saying it wrong. Same thing. I'm looking for whole milk. Okay, all I saw in front of me, 97% fat free, 100% fat free. I want the regular, regatta cheese. I don't want the fat free. Okay, let's get it through our heads, please. Eating more saturated fat and cholesterol, or getting more saturated fat and cholesterol in our meals throughout the day, lowers our risk for heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, cancer, and many other medical afflictions. I'm going to get up for a second here. Here we go. I got some cream cheese. Happens to be whipped. Cream cheese is fine. By the way, my son loves cream cheese and jelly, and there is a sugar-free jelly out there with the cream cheese and with the bread, very low in carb, so you can partake in that. This is only 1 gram of carb per serving, a good amount of fat as well. And I thought I saw, oh, here we go. This is going back into the snack ROM. These are roasted almonds, and this is basically 2 grams of carbs per serving, and I like them because it's really a lot of fat in here. 16 grams of fat. I love it. I love it. Let me take the time out to. There's a couple of questions that are coming in, and it looks like it's not really germane to what I'm talking about here. But these are interesting. They caught my eye. And this is questions from Stan. He doesn't say where he's from. Is it true that when you donate blood, this helps diminish the amount of plaque on the artery wall? Let me emphasize that this wellness, this ultimate wellness, sure, it's about the way we eat. It's about nutritional wellness, but don't hesitate, as Stan just did, to ask any question you want, any question you want to ask, any medical question you want to ask. You ask me. I'm a board certified family physician. I've been practicing for nearly 20 years. I can answer your question. If I can't answer your question, I will be honest and I'll answer it at a later show or privately via email. Is it true that when you donate blood, this helps diminish the amount of plaque on the arterial wall? No. It does not. And if you donate too much blood or if you lose too much blood, if you have plaque already existing on the arterial wall, it can actually cause a relative increase because if you have a lower amount of blood in your bloodstream, you have it could be more thick. You could actually be more hypercoagulable. In other words, you make more clots. So it actually puts you at risk for heart attack or stroke. This leads me down the line to chelation therapy, which is an alternative form of therapy to use to get rid of plaques on the arterial walls. I haven't really seen it work substantially, but it just came into my mind thanks to Stan. Now, I do like this question, and I'm wondering, he doesn't say so, but I'm wondering if this is from one of the shows where I talked about oatmeal and just ripped it apart. Doesn't oatmeal help lower cholesterol and Cheerios too? It says so on the commercial. Right now I know he's teasing me because he has LOL after that. So anyone who doesn't know what LOL means, it says laugh out loud. The answer is, and this may surprise people, the answer is it does lower cholesterol. But let me qualify that statement. Your total cholesterol number, when you go to the lab and we get your cholesterol number, that total cholesterol number, 15% of that number comes from dietary cholesterol. So the cholesterol you're getting in the food you're eating, your saturated fat and your cholesterol-containing foods, is contributing 15% to that cholesterol number. Let's look at it another way. If I back off on cholesterol and fat, if I back off on cholesterol and fat in my diet, we'll just stick with cholesterol, and I say I don't eat it at all, say I get 0%, I'll drop my total cholesterol number by 15%. Now, nothing is 100% even in the human body. So but we'll say ideally I dropped it 15%. That means that my 300, say I have a total cholesterol of 300, right? There's going to be a lot of gasps out there. But say I have a total cholesterol of 300, and I totally eliminate fat and cholesterol from my diet. That means I'll drop my total cholesterol. I got to do the math in my head, 30. Let's see, that's going to be 30, 15, 45, so it's going to come out to 255. So now my total cholesterol is going to be 255. So what? Total cholesterol means nothing. Total cholesterol means nothing. Let me say this. If you haven't heard it, I'm going to say it again. Lowering total cholesterol has never been shown to lower your risk for heart disease. Lowering total cholesterol has never been shown to lower one's risk for heart disease. I'm going to get to something very interesting later. Let me just check my time. I'm going to get to something very interesting later. There's a revolution going on in Sweden. A revolution. A low-carb revolution. And what's happening there is absolutely amazing. Let's get back to the oatmeal hypothesis. Or the pseudo-oatmeal hypothesis. So you eat oatmeal and Cheerios. Okay, so you're not eating fat and cholesterol. Well, yeah, so if you totally eliminate fat and cholesterol from your diet, you drop by 15%. We were using the fictitious number of 300 down to 245. 255. Or whatever it was. Now, my question is this. If backing off on all the fat and cholesterol in my diet will lower my cholesterol number by 15%, then I ask myself the question, what contributes 85%? What contributes 85% to that cholesterol number? You're only getting the 15% contribution from the cholesterol in your diet. What contributes the other 85% to my cholesterol value? Answer, carbohydrates. Never, ever, ever forget that it is sugar. It is the sugar molecule in the form of glucose and fructose and something called galactose, which is found in lactose, that the body transforms into plaque-forming deadly cholesterol and fat. Great question from Stan, on the oatmeal issue.